I'm writing a blog about our relationship. Chapter 1 is about your flaws. I smiled. Can't wait to read it. Then I started my own podcast called Red Flags Ignored. Episode 1 got 50K downloads in 3 days. I, 29, male, thought my girlfriend, Piper, 27, was joking when she announced over dinner that she was starting a blog about our 3-year relationship. We were at our usual Thursday night spot, splitting appetizers when she dropped it on me. "I'm finally doing it," she said, twirling her fork, "starting that blog I've been talking about." "Cool. What about our relationship?" "It's called Dating Down, A Journey to Self-Discovery." I actually laughed. "Dating down?" She rolled her eyes. "It's just a catchy title. Chapter 1 is already written. It's about your flaws, for authenticity. People eat that stuff up." "My flaws? Don't be sensitive. It's not mean, just honest. Like how you wear the same 3 shirts in rotation, or how you think cooking means adding hot sauce to instant ramen. Oh, and that thing where you quote movies instead of having real conversations." I took a bite of mozzarella stick. "Can't wait to read it." She missed the sarcasm completely. "Really? I was worried you'd be upset." Chapter 2 is about your family. Your mom's passive-aggressive Christmas gifts are comedy gold. That's when I knew this wasn't a joke. Piper had been trying to be a writer since I met her. She'd started 4 novels, abandoned 3 screenplays, and had a Medium account with 12 followers, including me and her mom. This blog was actually happening. The first post went live that Sunday. Title: Why I Stopped Expecting Him to Dress Like an Adult. It had photos of my closet with captions like, "Yes, that's a Batman shirt he wore to my sister's engagement party," and "Collection of free t-shirts from work events, circa 2019-2024. Her friends loved it. The comments were brutal. "Girl, you deserve so much better. The bar is in hell. Why are you still with him?" Piper's response: "Love is about accepting imperfection. Stay tuned for next week. He thinks cryptocurrency is a personality trait." Here's the thing. I work in audio production. I literally have a professional recording setup in our apartment. Piper walks past it every day to get to her writing nook, our dining table covered in vision boards. That night, I set up my mic and recorded episode 1 of Red Flags Ignored, a podcast about learning the hard way. I kept it simple. No names, just experiences. Red flag number 1, she introduced me to her friends as, "This is him. They'll do for now." I laughed it off. That was month 2. Red flag number 2, she kept a spreadsheet ranking her exes. I was number 4 out of 12. She showed me this on our 6-month anniversary. Red flag number 3, she told me her therapist said I was holding her back creatively. Plot twist, she doesn't have a therapist. She was quoting a TikTok. I uploaded it Monday morning. By lunch, it had 5,000 downloads. By Tuesday, 20,000. By Thursday, it hit 50K and was trending on 3 podcast platforms. My coworker Jerome sent me the link. "Bro, this sounds exactly like your situation." "Weird coincidence," I said. Piper found out Friday night. She was checking her blog stats, 127 views, mostly her mom refreshing the page, when her best friend Celia called. "Have you heard this podcast everyone's talking about? This guy is roasting his toxic girlfriend, and it's hilarious. He hasn't named her, but wait, didn't you rank your exes?" I was in the kitchen when Piper stormed in, phone in hand, my voice playing from the speaker. Red flag number 17. She made me take a relationship quiz from a magazine, then got mad when I didn't match her ideal answers. The magazine was from 2007. She'd been saving it. "This is about me, is it? I never mentioned names. You talked about the spreadsheet. Lots of people make spreadsheets. You recorded this in our apartment. And you took photos of my closet for the internet." Her face went red. "That's different." "My blog is empowering. You're just being vindictive." "How many views does your empowering blog have?" She threw a dish towel at me and locked herself in the bedroom. I recorded episode 2 that night. Red Flags in Real Time, the live experience. It included audio of her yelling. Legally recorded in my own home, I checked. Update 1. Holy hell, this exploded. Episode 2 hit 100K downloads in 48 hours. Podcast networks are reaching out. Meanwhile, Piper has gone nuclear. First, she tried to get me banned from all platforms for harassment. Problem is, I never use her name, never show her face, never reveal identifying details beyond general behaviors. Her blog, meanwhile, has my first name, photos of my stuff, and she recently posted a picture of my license plate with the caption, "He still has a Bernie 2016 sticker." When the deplatforming didn't work, she escalated. Her new blog post, "My boyfriend's secret podcast is Gaslighting 101. She doxed herself, put her own name out there, linked to my podcast, and tried to spin the narrative. He's profiting off my pain while I'm just trying to process our relationship through art. The comments did not go how she expected. Wait, you started a public blog about his flaws first? Girl, you posted his license plate. This is the most entitled thing I've ever read. But my favorite? Just listen to his podcast. Episode 4 about you selling his PlayStation without asking? Yikes. Oh yeah, episode 4 dropped yesterday. Red Flag Bingo Property Edition. Covered how she sold my PS5 because gaming is childish, donated my record collection to Goodwill without asking, threw away my college buddy's wedding invitation because she didn't vibe with his wife. The podcast is now sponsored. I'm making more in a week than Piper makes in a month at her part-time creative consulting job. She helps people make vision boards. Last night she tried a new approach. Tears.
You're humiliating me. You literally have a blog called Dating Down. That's different. I'm punching up. You're a man. What does that have to do with anything? You're supposed to be supportive of you mocking me online. Of my dreams. This blog could be my big break. It has 236 views. Your mom stopped sharing it. She sobbed harder. You're profiting off our relationship. You started this. I was being authentic. You're being cruel. I pulled up her latest blog post on my phone. Quote, his emotional intelligence is somewhere between a goldfish and a particularly dim garden gnome. That's authentic. It's creative writing. So was my podcast. She grabbed her overnight bag and stormed out, presumably to her sister's place. 15 minutes later, she posted on her blog, "Emergency update. He chose content over love." The kicker, she included screenshots of our text messages, except she edited them, made it look like I was begging her to stop the blog, when really I'd said, "Do whatever makes you happy." So, episode 5 drops tomorrow. Digital Receipts, a screenshot story. I have the original messages, all of them, including the ones where she admitted she started the blog because her friend Gloria's divorce blog got a book deal. The podcast network wants to offer me an exclusive deal, 6 figures for a year. They're calling it the most honest relationship content on the internet. Piper's blog still has less than 300 views. Update 2. The universe has a sense of humor, folks. Remember how Piper was staying with her sister? Well, her sister Daphne is married to Roger, and Roger is a huge fan of my podcast, has been since episode 1. He didn't know it was about Piper until she showed up at their door with her overnight bag and a rehearsed victim speech. According to Roger, who DM'd me on Instagram, the conversation went like this. Daphne, this podcast guy sounds terrible. Actually, I listened to it. She started a blog about him first. Whose side are you on? The side that didn't post someone's license plate online. Piper lasted 2 nights there before Daphne kicked her out. Not because of the podcast, because Piper started live tweeting their marriage dynamics. Sister enables toxic masculinity by doing his laundry was apparently the last straw.
So, Piper moved back in with her parents. Plot twist. Her dad, Glenn, also listens to my podcast. Sent me a DM saying, "Is this about my daughter? Because this sounds exactly like stuff she would do." I didn't respond, but episode 6 touched on when you realize the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Included the story about how her mom once tried to get a Starbucks barista fired for aggressive foam-arting. The podcast hit 500K downloads this week. I got an agent, there's talk of a book deal, Netflix reached out about a possible series inspired by true events. Meanwhile, Piper's blog pivoted. It's now called Surviving a Narcissist, My Story. She's rewriting history. According to her new narrative, I manipulated her into starting the blog, the podcast was planned all along, I'm financially abusing her by being successful, her art is being suppressed by the patriarchy. She also started a GoFundMe. Help me escape my abusive podcast situation. Goal, $50,000, raised $73, all from her mom's book club. But here's where it gets really good. She applied to be a guest on my podcast. I'm not kidding. Piper sent a formal pitch through my website contact form proposing a healing dialogue episode where we could model healthy conflict resolution for your listeners. Her terms? She gets 60% of the episode revenue, final edit approval, a formal apology for stealing her concept, credit as creative consultant on all future episodes. I responded with one line. This would make great content for episode 8. She sent back a cease and desist from a lawyer. Well, from her friend Bethany, who's in her second year of law school. It was written in Comic Sans. Episode 8, Legal Threats and Other Comedy Gold, included a dramatic reading of the cease and desist, complete with sound effects. It's now the most downloaded episode. Bethany posted on TikTok that I was weaponizing her legal expertise. The comments destroyed her. Turns out the internet doesn't appreciate fake legal threats in Comic Sans. Then Piper did something I didn't expect. She pitched her story to a real publication, not her blog. The Story of Surviving My Podcast. The article came out yesterday. My ex-boyfriend's podcast ruined my life, a cautionary tale about digital abuse. One problem? The journalist fact-checked, found her original blog, read all her posts about my flaws, discovered she started this whole thing. The article got rewritten. New title: How One Woman's Blog Backfired into $1 Million Podcast Empire. They interviewed me. I gave them one quote: I just wanted to share my truth too. The article went viral. Piper's Instagram is now private. Her blog hasn't been updated in 3 days. But the best part? Remember that book deal I mentioned? The publisher wants to include Piper's original blog posts as supplementary material. They need her permission. The offer? $10,000 for the rights. She called me last night. First time we'd actually spoken in 2 weeks. You're trying to buy my silence. I'm trying to buy your blog posts. You wanted to be published, right? Not like this. How did you think this would end when you posted photos of my closet? I thought you'd grow from the constructive criticism. I did grow into a successful podcaster. Long silence. I want 50%. The publisher offered 10 grand. Take it or leave it. You're making millions. I'm making 6 figures, and you started this. She hung up. 20 minutes later, her lawyer, a real one this time, contacted mine. She'll take the 10 grand. Update 3. Piper signed the deal, took the money, disappeared from social media for exactly 4 days before launching her new venture, a YouTube channel called Healing from Podcast Trauma. Her first video, I dated a sociopath. Red flags I missed. 47 views, mostly dislikes. But here's the thing about Piper. She doesn't give up. She pivoted again. Now she's a relationship coach, offering courses on recognizing digital manipulation in modern romance. The course costs $497. She's had 0 sales. Meanwhile, my podcast just got nominated for a Webby Award. Episode 12, The Spreadsheet, a dramatic reading, included her actual ex-boyfriend ranking system found in our shared Google Drive. She forgot she gave me access to her. Number 1, a guy named Trent, who she described as husband material if he wasn't so committed to his wife. Yeah, she ranked a married man as her top choice. That episode got 750K downloads in 2 days. Piper tried one last Hail Mary. She reached out to other podcasters trying to create a coalition against me. The problem? Most of them had already reached out to me for guest appearances. Her mass email got forwarded to me 6 times. Episode 15, Coalition of the Unwilling, featured dramatic readings of her recruitment emails complete with voice actors and orchestral backing. Last week, she moved to another city, told everyone she was taking a creative sabbatical to rediscover her authentic voice. According to her LinkedIn, she's now a digital content strategist at a marketing firm. Her bio doesn't mention the blog. My podcast is being adapted into a scripted series. They want to cast someone to play the girlfriend. The casting call describes the character as earnestly delusional, but surprisingly sympathetic. Piper's mom called me, wanted to know if I could tone down the next season. There's not going to be anything about Piper next season. We broke up, remember? But then what will you talk about? Other red flags, other relationships, other stories. Your daughter wasn't that special, Mrs. K. She hung up on me. Final update. It's been 6 months since this all started. The podcast has evolved beyond the Piper saga. I've had guests share their own red flag stories. We've built a whole community of people learning from their relationship mistakes. The book comes out next month. Piper gets her acknowledgement. Thanks to P for showing me that the best response to someone trying to humiliate you is success. She tried to sue over that single initial. Lost. Turns out you can't copyright a letter of the alphabet. I found out through mutual friends that she's dating someone new, a guy named Dennis who doesn't believe in social media and thinks podcasts are noise pollution. She's already started a private blog about him. Her friend Celia accidentally forwarded me the link. The first post, dating someone age-appropriate, a refreshing change. Dennis is 45. She's 28 now. Some people never learn. As for me, I'm doing great. The podcast is my full-time job now. I'm dating someone who actually likes me for me, Batman shirts and all. She's never ranked her exes because, in her words, who has time for spreadsheets when you could be happy? Piper's blog, Dating Down, is still online. Sometimes I check the stats. Still 236 views. Her mom finally stopped refreshing. But the funniest part? Last week, I got a DM from Dennis. He'd found my podcast, listened to the whole first season in 2 days. This is about Piper, isn't it? I didn't respond. The spreadsheet thing. She showed me one last week. I'm number 2 behind someone named Trent. Still didn't respond. She doesn't know I know about the podcast. Should I be worried? I sent him one link, episode 1. His response, Jesus Christ. Then, she's live blogging our date right now? Welcome to the club, Dennis. Edit. Stop asking for Piper's blog link. It's dead. Also, Dennis dumped her after 3 weeks. She's now dating someone she met at a Healing from Podcast Trauma support group she started. Yes, really. Edit 2. The Netflix series just got greenlit. They're calling it Downloaded. Piper tried to audition to play herself. She didn't get a call back. Edit 3. Book hit the bestseller list. Piper started a competing podcast called The Other Side. It has 12 subscribers. Her mom hosts it on her book club.